We're talking about a number beyond human imagination. And to believe that we're the only ones, I think, is rather ridiculous.
Think about it. It's gonna be naive to think that another life doesn't exist somewhere besides our planet. Do you know why? Let me give you an example. Wherever you're watching this thing from, there is probably an ant under a tree or somewhere, like on a table. Wherever you are, if you tell that ant that there's another ant in another continent, like in America or in Europe or wherever, that ant will say, no ways. There's no other ants anywhere. And they will those ants will never meet, by the way. Unless if it makes it into a plane in your jacket or in your bag, then when you're flying to London, then it bumps into the other ants that you never thought they existed. But an ant in Africa, Johannesburg, thinks that there's no ant in New York, for example. That's how naive you would be if you think there's no other life elsewhere on this complex universe.
Why are you sacrificing with bases? I'm gonna kill this one. My erectile is not dysfunctional. Let's use our president, for example.
Are you over 10,000 kilometers away from South Africa?
Conspiracy theorists. I can open the door for you to join the Illuminati.
Good evening, everyone.
NippyCast.
This episode is proudly sponsored by the cannabis-flavored 6G chili beef biltong. Enjoy, not for sale to persons under the age of 18. Hola, hey, who's it? Another episode of NippyCast. Where are we now? Episode 55. Oh, alone again. So I was supposed to meet somebody who was going to be a contributor today. I don't know what happened to them, but it looks like load shedding is back. I mean, this shop, everybody's literally working from this shop. You see that one of saying, I work from home, I work. No, there's no power at home. Like, I can't even charge. I can't. Oh, yeah. It's funny how they gave us power at the time when was this the shutdown was about to happen. Yeah, there was a. They were at level 1, level 2, 1. There was hardly power off. As soon as after the shutdown, after Human Rights Day, hey, back to normal. Literally, my battery is running out. We're going to have to make this podcast very quick. My contributor is not yet here. I don't know. I tried calling them in the morning. So I'm on my own again. Thank you for supporting NippyCast and watching all the previous episodes. So today's topic, we're going to deviate because the original topic of the contributor who's not showing up now was going to be something that has to do with psychology or doctoring. I don't know. She was going to guide us on it. So now I'm changing it completely. Let's talk about aliens. What? You think I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Let's talk about aliens. What if we are aliens? I mean, do you know why I'm saying this? It might sound stupid or funny. In the morning, I woke up to some post from one of the pages I follow. I think Egyptian, whatever. So I'll show it up upon broadcast. It has got some sort of I think it was photoshopped, man, where it shows infrastructure under the Egyptian towers. Then I'm thinking, nah, if this thing were built 4,000, 5,000 years ago, when there was no technology of building a simple thing like a bridge today, that we even struggle to build bridges even today with our current technology. If this was done 4,000, 5,000 years ago, whatever number of years the pyramids were built from, whatever era, there's no way humans at that time could pull it off like that. I mean, even if you check the precision of the whole thing, the precision of the whole measurement of the actual pyramids, the way they're aligned with the stars, the way there was also astronomy attached to the whole planning of the pyramids, the whole story, like the whole thing, the way they could lift a rock the size of a car from one place to another. At that time, they didn't have a truck. I mean, there was no way that you can literally say it was a human. Well, look, some people say it was built by aliens. Like that's what I'm saying. Maybe we were aliens at that time. Maybe the planet had other sort of species like dinosaurs, and then because currently we are alien to dinosaurs because we came after, and maybe there was something else before the dinosaurs. So what if we are literally aliens? Because even if aliens are there somewhere out there in another planet, because it's possible that there is other life somewhere out there, given the size of the universe. And we don't even know yet if we have got multiple universes as well. We're currently aware of this one with all the solar systems in it, and then billions and billions of galaxies in it, and billions of planets that are almost Earth-like, where it's possible to have another life over there. If we started our own life here, whatever number of millions of years ago, it's possible that the same process could have been happening somewhere. So if you bump into those guys, you will be the alien. Are you well aware of that?
You've mentioned that we just might make contact with aliens, or at least hear from them within this century. Can you elaborate on your intuition behind that optimism?
Well, this is pure speculation, of course.
Of course.
But given the fact that we've already identified 4,000 exoplanets orbiting other stars, and we have a census of the Milky Way galaxy for the first time, we know that on average, every single star, on average, has a planet going around it, and about 1/5 or so of them have Earth-sized planets going around them. So just do the math. We're talking about out of 100 billion stars in the Milky Way galaxy, we're talking about billions of potential Earth-sized planets. And to believe that we're the only one is, I think, rather ridiculous, given the odds. And how many galaxies are there? Within sight of the Hubble Space Telescope, there are about 100 billion galaxies. So do the math. How many stars are there in the visible universe? 100 billion galaxies times 100 billion stars per galaxy. We're talking about a number beyond human imagination. And to believe that we're the only ones, I think, is rather ridiculous.
Think about it. It's going to be naive to think that another life doesn't exist somewhere besides our planet. Do you know why? Let me give you an example. Wherever you're watching this thing from, there is probably an ant under a tree or somewhere, like on a table, wherever you are. If you tell that ant that there's another ant in another continent, like in America or in Europe or wherever, that ant will say, no ways. There's no other ants anywhere. And they will those ants will never meet, by the way, unless if it makes it into a plane in your jacket or in your bag. Then when you're flying to London, then it bumps into the other ants that you never thought they existed. But an ant in Africa, Johannesburg, thinks that there's no ant in New York, for example. That's how naive you would be if you think there's no other life elsewhere on this complex universe, So technically, you can be an alien, arguably so. Are we done? This is the shortest one because there's no power. Are we done? We're done? That's NippyCast for you. I'm out. Thank you for watching NippyCast. This episode is proudly sponsored by the cannabis-flavored 6G chili beef biltong. Enjoy. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18.
Why are you sacrificing with basis? I'm gonna kill this one. My erectile is not dysfunctional. Let's use our president, for example.
Are you over 10,000 kilometers away from South Africa?
Conspiracy theorists. I can open the door for you to join the Illuminati. We're winning everyone.
NippyCast.